you wanna make some money online, you better listen to a mentor friend of mine. Well, pretty soon you're gonna know this song, as well as Dan Rain's Pretty Pink Thong. Adele is gonna teach you some skill until you've made your first $10 bill. It's the only place to be this year. That's the 30-day challenge. That's the 30-day challenge online.
Okay, boys and girls, we're going to do it again, okay? Now follow the words on the screen. Are you ready? Here we go.
If you wanna make some money online, you better listen to a mentor friend of mine. Well, pretty soon you're gonna know this song, as well as Dan Rain's Pretty Pink Thong. Adele is gonna teach you some skill until you've made your first $10 bill. It's the only place to be this year. That's the 30-day challenge. That's the 30-day challenge online.
Oh yes, and Phil is recording the new song as well. Welcome everybody, it's 30-day challenge. And thanks for joining us on this Sunday evening in the United States, Monday morning in Australia, and a absolute forsaken hour in Europe. And love the fact that you guys are staying up, which is brilliant. Okay, really big show today. We've got a lot to cover. I've had to get notes. We've got that much to cover. It was a funny weekend at the household. I don't know if you guys have this, but just because of the time of the year that it is, and I know, and of course, school's basically finishing up or finished up in America, close to. Here it's sort of the middle of winter, but there's all these mid-year exams as we go into our winter break, if you will. And so we had the girls doing their ballet recitals, and we had Hannah doing taekwondo. And I actually tweeted about this, which caused some great confusion, but it was one of those classic moments. Perhaps as a parent, you can only it may only be funny actually because you're a parent and maybe you had to be there. But basically, I don't know if you guys know, there is a movie out or about to come out in Australia. It's already out in the US called Kung Fu Panda. I can't wait to see it. Of course, I can't wait to take Hannah to see it. Anyway, its tagline, which I really wanted to use for this year's challenge, but of course I'll probably get my arse sued by DreamWorks, is prepare for awesomeness. And so this has been a bit of a running joke at our place. So basically Hannah's about to go into her taekwondo, which is a form of, it's a martial art like karate and so on, or karate. And anyway, so she's about to go on for her grading. And I said, okay, Han, are you prepared for awesomeness? And she just looks at me and just goes, of course, Dad. And then just walks off. It was just one of those beautiful moments. And I thought, that's my girl. Love that. So, it's a lot of fun. Now, how was Twitter and was Google Reader, was that all that it was meant to be? Let me just look for some feedback here on the chat window. How good was that Google Reader tip? Yeah, look at this. Hey, how good was that? I told you how good it was going to be. And I've had internet marketers from across the planet sending me little tweet messages saying thank you for that, because it is just such a huge way. And here's the cool bit, you ain't seen nothing yet, because I've just showed you the very basics. wait till you see what we can do when we're going to leverage that during the challenge in your particular niche, or for your small business, or for your arts business. You will go hog wild. It will be brilliant. And who bowed in my general... Oh, good on you, Barb. Thank you. It really is superb, and it will only get more superber. I'm sure that's not a word. As we show you how to not only obviously leverage things for just getting across the information that you have currently, but also for using it from a marketing perspective as well, and to get extreme leverage as well, which is very brilliant. And that's sort of the delineation. I just want to explain this to you, because a lot of stuff that we're teaching now, I mean, am only teaching you the basics, and certainly not teaching you the marketing uses for the tools. I really just want to teach you the tools. And that's really the difference between pre-season and the 30-day challenge. The 30-day challenge, we are going to be building a business, and that's what it's all about. I don't want you to be concerned about, I don't want to teach you the tools, if you will, and try to build a business at the same time, which is why we accidentally came up with the concept last year. And I think, certainly the feedback we've been getting is the much more formal way that we're doing pre-season this year has been a huge success. And it's a good opportunity, it's a good opportunity for you guys. If there's somebody that you want to get involved in the 30-day challenge and wondering and thinking how would I approach them, just send them to that Google Reader video, because that has, anybody who uses the internet should be using that, because it saves so much time, keeps you so much more well informed. In fact, and actually I'll bring this up and show you, because embarrassingly I hadn't realized that Dan the Man Rain, I know people are wondering, where's Dan the Man? Well, he's working on some stuff, don't you worry about that. He is working on some major stuff. So he's coding like a crazy man. Now let me just, where are we here? I'll just bring this up. Bear with me with 1 second. I'll just put this over here, and we'll go to screen here, not pink thong. That would be a mistake. Here we are, screen capture. And we'll just flick across. Oops. Who's excited as I am about Dungeons and Dragons Edition 4? I've got to say, what they're doing with Dungeons and Dragons at the moment is brilliant, but not relevant to the 30-day challenge. But I love this. I've got to say, look, all joking aside, my playing Dungeons and Dragons at school, I think, probably taught me more creative skills than a lot of things I did at high school, I have to say. But anyway, enough of Dragon. For one other thing, I don't know if you guys know. The name. Where is it? It's just gone from me. It's an amazing podcast. Where are they? Hang on. No, I can't even. But there's they do a podcast for Dungeons and Dragons, which is brilliant for those of you who are so inclined. Just goes to show you can do a pod. And what's a podcast? Podcast is, I suppose, it's a bit similar to what we're doing now, except you download it and it's audio. Sometimes there's audio with slides and so on. And with that, it's a brilliant way of receiving information. And these guys do a podcast, and the Penny Arcade guys, that's who I was trying to think of, were doing a promotion with Dungeons and Dragons, and they're playing a game, and they've recorded the entire game. And for that, if you played Dungeons and Dragons when you're a kid or something like that, and you listen to these guys, I've got to say, it is not work safe. It is adults speaking with adult conversation. So just a little word of warning, but it is funny as heck. Okay, back to business. I'm going to get emails over that, I'm sure. Okay, so let's go to, I'm going to use our handy dandy toolbar here. I hope you've installed your toolbar. And I'm going to go to the forum here for a second, just to show you something. And I'm embarrassed by this because I didn't pick it up, which is just really crazy. Hey, here we are, 30-day challenge forum. we're going to actually do a whole video for you guys on, because there's a lot of real cool tricks to using the forum. But one of the cooler ones is, look at that. What do you guys see in the top right hand corner of your screen? 2 points for Gryffindor if you said there's an RSS feed. A feed. Well done, next day. 2 points you. And that is very cool, because guess what? I forgot about. I did not know. Dan had put that in. We're doing actually a whole behind the scenes of the 30-day challenge starting next week inside the Immediate Edge. And one of the reasons we did this is because it makes the forum more searchable for search engines and all that sort of stuff. But honestly, I had not used it till this week, which is really crazy. And you can see that and there's quite a few of you sort of following along. Look at that, there's 18 in there at the moment. Every time you click through, so say to the general chat section, you'll see that the forum, here we are. Oh, hang on, I'll just drop it down a bit for you. You can see that each forum has its own separate RSS feed, and I certainly wouldn't go and do the top RSS feed because that would only change if we added a new forum. But if we, for example, like forum rules would be a good one. So if we clicked on forum rules are going to change this here. I could just may as well highlight that while we're doing it. Oh, there he is. Look at him. What a glamour shot that is. He looks far more frightening in real life. But you can actually get, and as I drag this down, you can actually get a feed for conversation as well, which is really cool. So there you have it. Very very handy feed, and I'd forgotten all about the RSS feeds on the challenge, which is a really cool use of feeds. And I think what you'll find is you'll be amazed where you found RSS feeds. It'd be fun if some of you popped up some of your favorite RSS feeds in the chat window, because they're literally everywhere. If you see the sort of the orange thing flash up, works very well. Okay, so back to me. Where are we? Where am I? Here we are, and fade. So just one other example of that Google Reader, but it's if you're looking for a way to get somebody interested in the 30-day challenge, point them towards that video, because the Google Reader series, because it's such, everybody just absolutely, just loves it. It's crazy. I saw somebody comment, it was interesting, that said, well, hang on, isn't this just a way of deciding what you don't need to read? That's the skill in life, isn't it? Being able to filter is what participating in the information age is literally all about. And when you used to see, you keep using Gizmondo as an example, because for tech heads that's a great blog, and you'd see 60 posts, and you'd have to traditionally trawl through those posts. To be able to just go through and have a look at that, just fantastic, and see which ones you need to actually go in and read, which ones actually interest you and which don't. And as somebody else pointed out, boy, doesn't that make headlines very important? Which brings me to Twitter, because hopefully a lot of you set up Twitter during the week, and if you haven't yet followed, hang on, let me see if I can do this. Let's see this, check this out. Let's go wide. There we are, we're going wide here. And if we go there, and then we go like so, oh, look at that. Please go to that page and hit the follow button, and make sure that you're following me, for no other reason than often if you comment on something or send me an @EdDale, often I'll send you a direct message back, because that way I don't clog up the feed with anybody else's information on that as well. So just to keep that in mind. I wonder if I can do this. Look at this. Oh, I'm getting good at this cam twist. Hey, how about that? Pardon me. So, and again, we've just taught you the tiniest bit to get you started with Twitter. We're going to go into a lot more depth, how you can use it for teams, how you can use it for marketing. Boy, wasn't that a hot topic during the week? And do it in a way that is very ethical, that sort of pays respect to the medium and the power that Twitter gives you, if that's the right way to put it. So hopefully you guys have had a chance to do that. I think you'll see it really shine in Teams, because there are so many amazing tools for Twitter Teams, which is just brilliant, which you guys will love. The next thing I wanted to quickly talk about was browsers, because of course during the week Firefox went for their world record attempt, and they downloaded they had 8 million downloads, which was quite extraordinary. And I think with the with the 8 million downloads, there was a lot of heat. And that's funny because people are saying, "Oh, I'm sick of launches. Launches don't work." What was that? That was a launch. In fact, there was one cool technique in that launch. I'm slightly getting distracted, but it was such a good technique that I have to mention it, was that they actually had people fill out commitment forms. I promise, hand on heart, to download Firefox, for on the world record day. Brilliant. If you've read Cialdini's Influence, and if you haven't read it, you should, you'll realise that getting somebody to do a pre-commitment like that is an extraordinarily powerful psychological trigger, which was very funny. So getting that commitment form stuff was just brilliant, and it was a product launch. Sorry to say, everybody, those evil things, product launches. God. So there we have it. But of course, a lot of people said, "Hey, can I use Firefox 3? Can I use whatever?" And of course, during the week, Flock also released a beta. I do know how the Yanks pronounce it, but I can only go so far. I call it niche. I call it niche, for goodness sake, not niche. But there you have it. I've got to draw the line somewhere. And people were asking me, well, should we go with that as well? The reason I picked Flock, apart from the fact that it's magnificent and I love it as a browser, and given my choice, that's the one that I would use, particularly to do what we do, as you will see throughout the challenge. Have you tried blogging with it yet? I haven't shown you how to do that. That'll come later, but amazing. However, my point is, and I said this to a lot of people, look, I don't mind what you use. If you love Firefox, go for it. But I have to set a baseline, because I have to make sure, our secondary motto here at the 30-day challenge is no person left behind. There are plenty of, times where people make assumptions in training, and every time I think you make an assumption when you're trying to educate somebody, you leave someone behind. And we really are not about that. We really want to bring every single person through this process. And even then, we're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. So that's why we've got Flock 1.2.1 is our official browser, and that's what I'll show everybody how to do things on. But of course, for a lot of you who have got a bit more experience and are a bit more comfortable with the technology, I don't mind Opera on Linux. I don't care, as long as it gets the job done and does what we need to do. As long as you've got a way of doing it, I don't mind. But I want to set a baseline of tools during the pre-season so we leave no person behind, because that is very, very important to me. And we'll cut back here, we'll close that off, and we'll do this. I love that. So keep that in mind. Okay, so it's up to you guys. I must say, and please don't do this, but I must say I installed Flock 2 on my MacBook Air, and love it. It was great, and I haven't had any problems with any of the only extension I had a problem with was PicLens, sadly. I love PicLens. It's got no marketing value, but boy, it's cool seeing those things stretch across the screen. It's just a nice way to see stuff. But that's the only thing. So Flock 1.21 is our official browser for the 30-day challenge. If you feel that you're comfortable with the technology, I don't mind what you use. It's all one of the great things about the internet is that there's usually about 73 different ways to skin the cat. Sorry, Elsie, didn't mean that. But that is what you've got the option to do. So you just whatever rocks your boat, or floats your boat. Floats your boat, I believe, is the correct expression. If you rock the boat, it might sink. But if you float the boat, that's much more better because, let's face it, boats are designed to float. Anywho, whatever you want to do, you go for it. Okay, so there you have it. So that's all I have to say about that. Next one is I want to show you a couple of cool little things. Now I'm just going to go back here onto my screen. And there you are. If we can't have Dan here live, at least we can see his photo there. There he is. And what I want to show you now is I'm going to click on to YouTube. And I want to point out to you guys that if you see up here, apart from an ad from Oreo, you'll see up in the sort of the top, actually the top middle of the screen, you can see I'm logged in there as Ed Dale. If you haven't got an account on YouTube, oh, pardon me, people, sorry about that. If you haven't got an account on YouTube, please make sure you do, because there's a few very cool things that you can do with it once you have it. And in particular, if you are heading down the Apple TV or TiVo or any of those things that play YouTube videos, you really are going to have to, you really want to have this feature implemented. So we're just going to go to the good old, I'll just bring up any one of our recent videos. For a start, it does give you a home page. Oh, calm down, Ed. So you can see this is my, every person has a home page. It's /user/your login, which I'm not sure if you realized. But if we go into, we'll actually just click on to Google Read here and actually go into a page.
Well, this is it.
We'll just pause that. Now if you see here in the middle, it's in the upper right hand quadrant, you can see that there's a yellow subscribe button. Now if you're logged into YouTube and you click subscribe, that means that anytime the videos get uploaded, you will see those on your page because you'll have a subscription. It's also super useful for if you have Apple TV, which it works just amazing on, or TiVo, or some of the other platforms that are now starting to roll out YouTube, which is just fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing you there, Michael Cheney. So that's very, very, very cool. And I would suggest doing subscribe, because if you subscribe, then subscriptions come up on those services. Also, if you happen and you see down the very bottom here, and I'll just try to make it flash a little bit so you can sort of see what I'm talking about, that favorite section, if you happen to favorite a video, that also, certainly on Apple TV, comes up and you can watch all your favorite videos as well, which is a really cool thing. Now, something that YouTube's implemented, and thanks to star intern Paul Young, we have worked out the exact sort of figures and everything to make sure that, see this link here, and I'll just try and make it flash. It's directly under the views section there. You can see views, 2,185, which is quite amazing over a weekend. Watch in high quality. See that? It's sort of flashing. If you click on watch in high quality, you can absolutely see, oh, thank you, Shannon. I just noticed out of the corner of my eye. Did you see that? There is, and Shannon is absolutely freaking right. Double, 10 points for Gryffindor for you. Look at that. There's an RSS feed. I'm going to show you. I'm so excited about that. I can't believe that. Look at that. RSS feed. Unbelievable. Now, I'd go on the subscriber page, but how good is that? That is very good. Hey, you can be teacher's pet if he keeps coming up with stuff like that. See, that's my point, is you'll be stunned where you see. Now, here's the cool thing, guys. Because of the way our work process happens, YouTube, the stuff will appear on YouTube before it'll appear up on the actual site. So for girly swats, you can actually get out there early and check it out, which is quite, thought you might be interested. So, something else I want to show you. And again, we'll be covering this on Behind the Scenes 30-Day Challenge with the Immediate Edge, which starts this week. But I want to take you somewhere else for a second. We are going to a site called Revver, which is R-E-V-V-E-R. Now, I don't know if you realise this. Oh, this guy. this is great. This is a guy who did the girly swat is not a wuss. Goodness me, haven't we gone through this enough? Can't I use that? It is not Aussie for girly sweat either. Hang on. Let me just pause that. That's not the video that I wanted to do. Hang on. What you might oh, that's all right, Midnight Rambler. Newbies are the highest rank here at the 30-Day Challenge. That's what it is all about. You'll notice in Revver that we are actually... somebody said, are we being sexist? Have you heard the Flight of the Condors song where he says, she's so beautiful, she's making me sexist? Very good. Great line. But anyway, I digress. Here at Revver, look at this. Check this out. Let's move this in a little bit.
G'day gang, Ed here and welcome
Oh.
to this part 2 of using Twirl with Twitter.
Check out that.
We're going to go through and show you the rest of...
Now the thing about Revver, which is quite cool, is that they do throw up little ads here which you can click off. It's a nice way of saying that. And, randomly, how have I arrived on that car? Isn't it great Dan's driving around like that? It's brilliant. Revver does not have an RSS feed. I actually just checked. But what Revver also does, it gives you an alternative for it allows you to download. Can you? Oh, hang on. I'll just move up a bit. Check this out, guys. It allows you to download in QuickTime or Flash format. And that's, but of course, it's really Dan's car. It's brilliant. Very, very cool. So a lot of people have been asking me, hey, Ed, I can't get YouTube. Turkey's had a ban on YouTube. There are certainly some other countries that have a ban on YouTube. This actually, what you'll find is our videos are all over the planet. And there's a reason for that. You'll find that we are pretty much across the board with videos. You'll find the videos everywhere, and indeed you will find them on iTunes. We're going to save that for another week or so. So we're doing that. You can download them, of course, and put them in manually at the moment, but we're just working on a cool feed version for the actual 30-Day Challenge itself. Now, what do we use to spread the videos everywhere? Well, that's part of what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to get Guru Bob to take us all through that. And you can see there's lots of very cool. In fact, you can see where people have taken my videos and put them on Revver. Shiva Kai, whoever you are. Oh, that is a good video, even if they've put it up there, not me. In fact, the YouTube, if somebody could put up the YouTube link on that Teo of Twitter, at least they've done it properly. If you're going to rip off and take a YouTube video, then that's a good way to do it, because they've taken the reel, and you can see that I have a Revver feed. Are you seriously? I know it's pronounced Dow. That's a joke. Teo. It's pronounced T-A-O. Teo. Yes, I know. I know there's a lot of San Franciscans. Remember, I live San Francisco part of the year, so I'm with you. It's a joke because I'm completely uneducated. But that is a fantastic video. If somebody could put all of these things out there, that is a great one for learning about why Twitter and why I think Twitter is such a powerful thing. So that's a very important thing. Julie's sneaking in here with, oh, check this out, tea and Wheat Bix Slice, which is her secret weapon recipe. But you weren't on camera, hun, so it was absolutely totally cool. So I talk funny, I do. So there you have it. So that's a very, very cool video, and it's just another little sneaky trick that you can use with Revver to download high quality videos, and some people like the quality of those videos, or you can use the high quality link with YouTube. So there you have it. Back to me. Where are we? I should say that one of the things that we're doing, and we want to really encourage you to do, is that we're putting these videos, and we'll go and back to me. Hey, what we will do is that we're putting these videos up so you can use them. I have no problem with you guys using these on your blogs, in mailouts, whatever you want to do. That they're designed to be spreadable. One of the reasons they're designed to be spreadable, just a little marketing thing, is obviously this. We have this thing here, so it's fantastic. So please make sure you feel free to distribute those videos. Just don't pack them up on a CD and sell them on eBay or something like that, because we'll come down on you like a ton of bricks. But apart from that, go for it. Okay, let's have a look here. I'm just looking at my notes. Browsers, yep, check. YouTube, rep, check. Media. We're going to be, this week in the 30-day challenge, we are going to be covering different types of media and showing you a few of those things, going into detail and showing you some of that stuff. And we might even get in a bit of setting up social networking stuff as well this week, which will be a lot of fun. And boy, keep an eye out for those RSS feeds. But there is one thing, and this is really important now, so everybody focus. This is an important little segment that I want to talk to you about. And it's about the getting of ideas. Now would be a really great time to start putting up your little marketing radar sensor and start thinking about ideas for what you might consider looking at inside the 30-day challenge. Because here's the thing. In the 30-day challenge, and my oh my, wait till you see what we've got coming up week 1. You thought Google Reader was good. Wait till you see what Guru Bob, Mr. Ware, Mr. Hodgson, what those boys are coming up with. Quite extraordinary. But in the meantime, we'll show you a whole bunch of ways to market research, come up with ideas. There's no excuse not to have an idea. And people know in past years, I get very excited about that, because so many people say, oh, I don't know what to do something on, and there's just millions of ideas if you just open up your eyes. So I'm going to take the opportunity to get you guys to, at least, even if it's in this week and we'll expand it as we go forward, just start thinking about having a look outside and having a look externally. Because here's the thing, in my experience, the best ideas, the most successful businesses have come from somebody observing in real life the idea that they eventually bought online and did. The best ideas have come from that process. And of course, as we saw last year, boy, small businesses killed it. People who had small businesses and applied the 30-day challenge lessons to their small business did brilliantly well. So maybe it's an opportunity, if you have a small business, great, you're already halfway there. But maybe there are some small businesses in your community that you think maybe there's somebody I wouldn't mind helping out and using them as a crash test dummy for the 30-day challenge. I'm really excited. I mentioned this a couple of times, and I really want to put a focus on this, and I'd love your help getting the word out into those communities, because I just think it's going to be so powerful. the artisan community, the creators, the artists, the people who make things and fashion things. And yeah, I'm a huge fan and admirer of people who are creative. And this 30-day challenge with what we're going to teach really gives them the opportunity to take their passion and make it a business. Because here's the thing, in all of those different communities, musicians, it doesn't matter what type of artist you are, it's any of those sorts of things. You're so focused on becoming good at what you do. Nobody gets taught marketing or anything like that, particularly. And what's worse is most marketing that is taught is done in such a way that grates with that community. It's really perceived as being slimy. I don't necessarily agree with that, but that's the perception, right? You all agree with me on that. And so the 30-day challenge, because it's so far south of that, is perfect for people who are in arts and crafts. At this weekend here in Melbourne, or this past weekend, there was the Flemington Market, and there's like 130 stalls there. That arts and crafts market has 130 niche ideas right there. Each one of those actual people who are creating their craft should be online. In fact, Mr. Buckethead, he sells t-shirts at the Flemington Market. Very exclusive t-shirts, because Mr. Bucket rocks. And these Mr. Bucket t-shirts, they should be online. And in fact, indeed, he is online. But could be doing so much more to get people attracted into his business, and that's what I'm very excited about. So what I'd like you to start doing, and what I would do, here's how I'd specifically do it. I would find yourself a notebook of some kind. This is mine. It's my Mac notebook. Get it? Haha, joke. Look at that. Shannon Cole, he's just a master of the link, isn't he? In fact, that's your new title. Shannon Cole, Master of the Links. So here we are. This is a Moleskine notebook. Now these can be a bit pricey, but I just love them to death because you can see oh, that's actually Annabelle's work right there. But you can see I just use mine desperately all the time, and it just for example, let me have a look here. Sort of, you can see some, this is some visual thinking stuff that I was doing with, actually that's Dan Roan, Back of the Napkin, which I've mentioned before, perhaps before pre-season, but what a brilliant thing is. These are going to be important because you know what you can do? You can take these drawings now and make a video and put them on YouTube and use the right keywords, and all of a sudden you've got traffic coming out of the wazoo. It really is fantastic. And literally just by taking that and scanning it, and indeed with Aweber you can do all sorts of very, very cool things with that as well. So yeah, Moleskine is here. I don't know if you can see that actually. No, that's not going to work. It's Moleskine. I love them. But as Tigsy points out, and he's absolutely right, in fact, if you're in the UK, see, I'm international here, check this out. These babies from Tollett and Harvey in the UK are like about 79p. Look at that, and they're, you've got your same notebook and it's got your little tag there so it keeps it all together. Just as good. The point is, get a notebook and start jotting ideas and set yourself the challenge this week. See if you can just come up with 10 ideas. Now, they don't have to be good ones. Something you'll hear me say again and again as we start to really get in towards 1st of August is that you need to suspend judgment. One of the worst things that we do as people in terms of killing creativity is that we're taught in schools, which is a horrific crime in and of itself, to edit as soon as we have the idea, which is really crazy because you should keep idea generation and editing completely separately. All the best copywriters in the world, and I learned this from Gary Halbert, they do not edit while they write. Neil Strauss, author of The Game, he just writes. He never edits. Stephen King, read his On Writing. Hemingway's book, which has gone from my head. They don't edit while they write. They just write whatever comes out. It could be a complete turd, but it doesn't matter. They don't care. Unfortunately, we're taught to write, blah, 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 spelling mistakes, scribble that out. You never get into any sort of flow, which is crazy. So I want you to be able to make sure that you just come up with 10 ideas. They don't, good, bad, indifferent. We'll show you in the editing process how to get them, but the way to brilliance is to have a lot of them, and then hopefully one will shake out. It's like digital photography, using props today. It's like, the secret to taking a great photo is to take lots of them. Lots, and then delete a whole bunch. And that's and of course digital photography made that possible for everybody, which is just brilliant. So you just take the shots, just take the photos, and then you go back and edit them. And if you can get into that habit, I tell you what, your creativity will just go through the roof. I'm seeing out of the corner of my eye some great references, and I see somebody mentioning Ken Robinson. If you've had a look at that, Master of the Links, go. TED Talk at Ken Robinson, or has he already done that? And Edward de Bono, brilliant. Michael Hewitt Gleason, another brilliant person on thinking. In fact, Michael Hewitt Gleason, Master of the Links, get ready, has on his website, School of Thinking, has just released the 4th edition of his book, Software for Your Brain, and it's free, and it's available as a PDF. So, Master of the Links, Shannon Cole. Oh, look at this. Look, he's already got the TED. Software for Your Brain, and it's brilliant. Please, go and read that. It's fantastic. He gets a bit, got to say with Michael, he does go a bit woo-woo with some church stuff at times. Actually, not for church, but a little bit. But don't let that put you off, okay? The core ideas are brilliant, okay? So just do that. That would be good. Okay, how are we going? So that's your challenge. 10 ideas, okay? 10 ideas, and that'll be fantastic. Okay, as we wind up the program section, geez, we have a lot to talk about today. Let me have a look, see? Use my Moleskine, my Apple Moleskine. It's funny, I had this on stage with me and people thought this was some sort of new tablet device, but no. Oh, talking about cool prizes, you already know that we're in the running, you're all in the running in terms of referrals and so on for inviting people to the 30-day challenge. And we've got a really cool way of doing that so everybody has the chance to win, which is fantastic. And in fact, we've already said that a vehicle will be one of the prizes, and a way cool vehicle at that. We're not talking... Ferraris and Lamborghinis really aren't my style. I don't know if you picked that up about me. I drive a Prius. And they're cool. I think Priuses rock, in my humble opinion. But there's some very, very cool vehicle that we will be giving away as part of this challenge. And the other thing we are going to be giving away is Dan and I have just announced that for the very, very first time, we will be holding a conference in the United States. Now, I've got to say, straight off the bat, it's not a beginner's conference. I just want to make that pretty clear. I mean, you want to be really into internet marketing to get the most out of it. But it's going to be in October, and we're going to be giving away a slot at that conference to a successful 30-day challenge winner as well. So keep that in mind. That's going to be another one of the very, very cool prizes. Currently, it's only open, because it's going to be very limited numbers, it's only open to immediate edge. Excuse me. Sorry, I'll have a... that's better. Check this out. Do you remember this, people? Talk about great businesses which are clever with their marketing. Oh, Greek calling. Seriously? Does it include hotel and airfare? I could use a very rude joke at this point, but I won't, because I love you homeschooler guys. It's great to have you all on board with us. Shannon Cole's come to the Beechworth Bakery. That's awesome. He is the master of the links. Okay, so keep an eye out for that as well. It might be something that some of you might be interested in attending down the track. Okay, that's it for the formal part of the show today. We will go to a short break. It'll be a shorter break today because, as you can see, Julie delivered tea and Weet-Bix slice, which is lovely. So we'll be getting into that. So if you'd like to hang around after the break, we will be answering questions, taking Q&A, and general chatter, and then I'll say the rude joke that I was going to say about the airfare and everything else. So I will speak to you very, very soon. Thanks for being part of today. And remember, 10 ideas, just 10 ideas, and it doesn't matter what they are. It's not about whether they're a good idea or a bad idea. The important thing is it's an idea. Just 10. That's all I want. Just 10. 10. Just 10. That's all I want. So thanks very much, and we will speak to you next Sunday night. Be there. And of course, lots of videos during the week. Lots of videos coming out, so you'll be hearing from me. And now we'll be hearing from Phil, who is composing a mega hit. He's under a lot of stress. It's like the Beatles trying to, come up with a second album. Second albums are tough, and he is stretched. So, okay, go off, grab your coffees, grab everything, and then come back for Q&A. We'll see you soon.
As well as 10 rings, pretty pink thong. Adele is gonna teach you some skill until you've made your first $10 bill. It's the only place to be this year. That's the 30-day challenge. That's the 30-day challenge online.
Okay, boys and girls, we're going to do it again, okay? Now follow the words on the screen. Are you ready? Here we go.
If you wanna make some money online,